Hello, vinyl community. Thanks for dropping by. It's Tony from Tony's Lpsrus. Today I went crate digging, and I'm going to go over what I picked up before I start my topic for the day, which are two album sets that shipped for $2. Before I go into that topic, I went crate digging today at a Goodwill, not too far from me. I wasn't able to pick up any albums, but I did find some really cool stuff for my grandsons. These are brand new. A couple of diggers, which, as you can see here, they're going to love these. I have to get two. I have two boys, two grandsons. And here's one for the other one. This actually has a sound. So I was able to get these right there. And they're going to love these. They're into trucks. They're into cars. They're not into vinyl yet, but they do know about Grandpa's vinyl collection. So they will be educated in the field. But that's just a little footnote. But I wasn't able to get records, but I did have a topic I wanted to go over with you today. As you can see from some of my shorts, I showed a bunch of album samplers. And I'm going to go over specifically the Warner Brothers album samplers, which were called Loss Leaders. And it was the brainchild of Stan Coren, who did a lot of liner notes for Sinatra. I talked about him in my liner notes segment. And what Stan was head of Warner Brothers Creative Services, and he came up with the marketing idea behind the Loss Leader series. And the Loss Leader series was a series of LPs that would actually promote different artists for Warner and Reprise label. And I'm going to show you a bunch of those. And they were all generated from Warner Masters, so they sounded great. They would actually be spread out over two records, so they weren't squeezed in. You probably have 7 at most songs per side. And don't forget, a lot of these songs were probably edited as singles, so they were under 4 minutes. But the artists are amazing. There's artists in there that are still relevant today. There's artists in these compilation samplers that I don't really know about until I explore these. Usually they're about 24 tracks. Most of the compilation albums were 2-record sets. There was also a 3-record set. Now you were able to get these shipped to your house for $2. You would send in a coupon, which I'm going to show you. The coupons were on the inner sleeves, and you can see right there. You would fill that out, and these are the records that you could get. I think you could pick out as many as you want, $2 a piece shipping. Today that would be unheard of. They would basically market their records, promote their new artists this way. It was way before the internet, way before anything else like that. And Warner started it, Capitol did it, RCA did it. I'm going to show those records later on. But let me just go right ahead and show you some of the records and read some of the artists that were included. And these are pretty cool. You can actually see a bunch of the records we're going to go over with today. Okay, so this is called Middle of the Road. And that's a 2-record gatefold. That's one of the books. There's a book inside. And the book actually includes the compilation sheet, and it actually tells you a lot about the artist. It says here that Barry Hansen, a.k.a. Dr. Demento, you may know Dr. Demento, you probably don't know Barry Hansen. He compiled most of these for Warner Brothers. So he was the man who picked the music. And he also wrote here, and it says album compiled by Barry Hansen. So Barry Hansen, Dr. Demento. Now here we have a track from T-Rex, Electric Warrior. We have a track from Peter Yarrow. We have a track from Tony Joe White, The Train I'm On. We have a track from Dionne Warwick. We have another track from Tony Joe White. We have Paul Stuckey. We have Alex Taylor. And that's just a few. There's 23 tracks on here. Next up is this compilation. It's another Warner compilation. You can see it's a nice gatefold. And this has Jesse Colin Young, The Four Seasons, Elvin Bishop, Doobie Brothers, Michael Franks, Bill Cody, Peter Cook, Paul Marino, Leon and Mary Russell, John Sebastian, Maria Muldaur. And this comes with the inner. It also comes with the coupon. And you can see that that's pristine. A lot of these records were not included in the albums of the artist. So once in a while, you get like a nugget that was only available here. I'm sure later on with different compilations, they were released. Here's one called Burbank. So I suppose these are groups from the California area. But this, again, is a gatefold. Everything was compiled by Dr. Demento. And this one has they all have nice booklets, which are attached to the jacket, as you can see. So it's a brief history of that artist. Here we have the meters, Foghat, another T-Rex from the Slider, LaBelle, Patti LaBelle, even a Jimi Hendrix, the stars that played with Laughing Sam's Dice. I'm not even sure what album that was on. Here we have something from the Turtles, which are Mark Volman and Howard Kalin. We have Captain Beyond. And these are excellent. And like I said, these are from the master tapes that were all part of Warner. It didn't cost Warner much to manufacture these records as far as royalties. Obviously, they own the tapes. But for the $2, you got these delivered to your house. Here's a cool one, Burbank's Finest, all meat. And this has on it Doobie Brothers, James Taylor, Faces, Rod Stewart, Curtis Mayfield, Elvin Bishop, John Hammond, Emmylou Harris, Jesse Colin Young. And if you went on Wikipedia, there's a whole section on these Reprise loss leaders. Reprise Records was generated initially by Frank Sinatra, and he sold Reprise to Warner, and then they picked up Zappa, Jesse Colin Young, Hendrix. They signed major rock stars. Sinatra had basically vocalists and jazz on his Reprise label. But this is a really cool one. And here again, it comes with the inner, with the coupon. And that's the Warner label, all meat sampler. Here we have another one called the 69 Warner Reprise Songbook. So this predated the 70 loss leaders. Or maybe this was the first one. So that has 25 top 40 selections, new and old. And this has the booklet. And like I said, this may have predated the 70s series. The covers are different, but the same format. Here we have Van Morrison, Neil Young, Everly Brothers, Van Dyke Parks, Randy Newman, the Brew Brummels, Sal Valentino, Tiny Tim is even on here, Mothers of Invention, the Fugs. So this is a really good one. And these are great. These were all shipped for $2 to your home. Here's a good one. This has Ron McEwen, Joni Mitchell, Randy Newman, Peter, Paul, and Mary, Glenn Yarborough, Frank Sinatra is even on this one. So this is very eclectic. It has the booklet, full size. And this is called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Schlagersee, which I believe is German for hits. You can see that label there if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But these are all near mint. A lot of these I had when I actually bought these through the mail, and a lot I picked up at used record stores. Usually you find these, you used to find these in the dollar bin, $5 bin. I'm not sure anymore. Here's a cool cover art. This one is titled, let me see, Appetizers. These are appetizers. And this has the booklet inside, which is really cool. These are great. This is the history of Warner Brothers Reprise. It's actually the history of rock and roll. Arlo Guthrie, Little Feat, Bert Jantz, Linda Lewis, Paul Butterfield, Seals and Croft, Diamond Girl, Van Morrison from Hard Nose of the Highway, Little Feat, Sailing, Arlo from Arlo album. And this is a double record set. There's 6 and 7 songs per side. That's called Appetizers. And here we have the final one, which is called Eclipse. Eclipse, there's a spine. And this has Leo Sayer, Lauren Wood, Vapor Trails, don't know them, Donna Dumar, Roy Wood, Ramones. This even has a Ramones, I Walk You Around, which says on Sire. This even has a Bob Marley, the Dukes, Little Feat, Funkadelics. So there's a lot of, this is very eclectic too, how I guess they were all part of Warner Reprise at one point, some of these labels. You have Sly and the Family Stone, Funkadelic. This is from the Warner Brothers album, Uncle Jam Wants You. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Wake Up Live. Ry Cooder, Charlene Carter. And this probably has the inner. This has an inner with the coupon is a little different. You could see there for $2. You would send that in. And, this is a Warner here, Eclipse. These are really cool. If you ever see these, you may not know what they are. A lot of people are going to leave them in the bin, but just go through them. And like I said, it's a history lesson, and you're getting solid masters. These all sound great. They're spread out. They're not jammed in like a K-Tel. They're not second generation masters for the most part. I believe these are original analog tapes. And now we come to my feature of every video I do. I'm going to do an OG pressing that I think sounds really good, has audiophile qualities. This is an older record. This is the Rooftop Singers, Walk Right In. This is Vanguard. It's Eric Darling, Taylor, Bill Svaney, and this has the hit Walk Right In. You probably heard that, but this is a great sounding record, folk rock, and this is this actually has included the single The Hypesters Built Right In. So this may be a second pressing. I'll show you the label. Red Vanguard, very nice. So if you see this used to be in the dollar bin at a lot of record stores. I probably picked this up at a record store or at a yard sale. In any event, it's worth getting. I would think it's even worth a $10 record if you want to hear some really tight harmonies, great soundstage. Instruments have a lot of air. This would really test your system out. And that's a Red Vanguard. So I hope you liked this segment on samplers. I also have samplers from Capitol, from Maxell Tape, from RCA, and various other smaller labels. And we're going to be doing that in the future. So check out my shorts. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you like to hear more about this, let me know. And of course, I'd like to hear what sampler records you have. It's something that I wish the industry would do today. You know, it wouldn't be a $2 shipping. It would probably be more like a $20 shipping with the record. But it's still a great way for people to learn about artists that they normally wouldn't hear about. And as you could see, they were all over the map on some of these records. So keep in touch, keep rocking, stay safe. And Tony's LP's out. We'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Thank you.